Mr. Wokester himself, Simon Pegg, is an actor who has had the luxury of working with Tom Cruise for many, many years at this point on the Mission Impossible franchise. And as someone who has worked with Tom Cruise for many years, he very clearly knows a thing or two about the actor, which he reveals in this interview that we're going to be taking a look at here. And of course, to some people, some of the things that he says here are very shocking. And I've even seen some people out there saying that, you know, this just shows how toxic Tom Cruise is. He's just so much toxic masculinity. So we're going to be getting into all of that because I find it all to be very hilarious. But before we do, I just want to point this out about the movie Top Gun Maverick, which was something that should be absolutely celebrated. Top Gun Maverick flies past Doctor Strange 2 as the highest grossing movie of the year in the US. And of course, it completely deserves every single dollar that it has gotten, much more so than Doctor Strange 2, which was, in my opinion, a very terrible movie. But we're going to be taking a look at what Simon Pegg has to say here. Like I said, some people are shocked by what he said here, but for me, it wasn't really that much of a shock. I just found it to be more peculiar and hilarious than anything else. So Simon Pegg claims Tom Cruise never admits when he is wrong. Tom Cruise apparently doesn't like to admit when he is wrong. The Hollywood superstar is on top of the world after the release of Top Gun Maverick. Ahead of the release, co-star Simon Pegg made a very funny claim about the legendary actor. If something, these are Simon Pegg's words, if something goes wrong and it's his fault, he'll flatly deny it. And then if someone corrects him, instead of saying sorry, he'll just say, yeah, and wink at me. I admitted effing up once, he said with a wry smile. I hasten to add, Simon, don't do that. He maintains his authority by never being to blame for anything, Pegg explained to the Sunday Times. And of course, you know, there's people out there that are just gasping at this, like, can you believe how toxic Tom Cruise is? But to me, I just find this to be hilarious. I don't know why. Continued, so this is coming from the writer of the article. I don't know why, but I simply love the idea of Tom Cruise refusing to ever admit that he's wrong. I love the idea that he's running around winking at people when confronted with an error instead of admitting that he messed up. I guess when you're a movie star, you have to do what you have to do, and of course, that is exactly right when it comes to Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is, and you see people saying this all the time, Tom Cruise is definitively one of the last actual real movie stars that we have today. Someone who is able to pull a lot of weight in Hollywood, who has a lot of people that come out to see him just because it's Tom Cruise and everything else. And that is very evident with the success of Top Gun Maverick and the continual success of the Mission Impossible franchise. So Simon Pegg, what he says here, I find it to be absolutely hilarious, and honestly, it just makes me like Tom Cruise even more. Now, obviously, there's a lot of problems with Tom Cruise as a person and, you know, some of his beliefs when it comes to Scientology and everything else, but as an actor, I appreciate the fact that he doesn't get muddled with all of the political agenda nonsense that so many actors do. He's just there to make movies and be awesome, and he does a pretty good job at both of those things. And Simon Pegg is probably someone who's honestly a little bit jealous about Tom Cruise, not gonna lie. But with all of that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about what Simon Pegg has to say here? And I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.